Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. So, returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessing. Got a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. First things first, happy Wednesday to everybody that pulled up. Hopefully, everybody done got through their day safe and sound. Hopefully, everybody's relaxing comfortably with family. Those on the West Coast, same thing. Those on the other side of the world that rock with your boy. Might as well say happy Thursday to y'all already. Appreciate everybody that tuned in for the musical portion. Appreciate everybody that tuned in last night for the live. Definitely was a good conversation. Shouts to Hood TMZ. It's 702 and Val for popping up on the panel last night. Definitely was good conversation talks. If you missed it, you can catch the replay. Tanya, what's going on, baby? I know some of y'all was looking for the early morning cipher, but I had to take care of some things even after I got called in to work last night. I got off this morning, got called to do some other shit. So, but you know we back. Um, Topic clear as day. Society woes. We see some of it every day, and some of society's woes is division, and I mean division on all angles. That's part of society's woes right there. Some people can't even come together as far as having the same collective thought about what needs to change and what should change. Toot, what's going on, baby? And I think that's a major problem too. Another major problem is, you got situations where people act like they don't want to hear what you're saying. They act like you just tripping or you really just ain't got your head on straight. When in all actuality, you got your head on straight. You might not feel the situation like I'm feeling, but that don't mean situation ain't going to be felt in general. You know, this is the problem. Certain things that used to be looked down on is now just being praised, and the things that should be praised being looked down on. Like I was telling somebody the other day, if there's a situation that happened, you ain't a street nigga, you ain't a street chick. But why the fuck should you not open your mouth and say something, especially if that can help give somebody some closure, like give a family some closure? Some of y'all have to get out of that logic too, thinking that just because you might div and delve in the streets with certain situations that you no. If you're a citizen, a regular 9 to 5, should be able to open your mouth and say something without no repercussions, no nothing. That's just facts right there. BMF, what's going on, bro? Again, if you're not living in that type of active life, then you should be able to come forward. Seeing it in all actuality, there's some situations where if you did see something or you could have prevented something and you didn't, you just as liable as the person that did the crime. Some of y'all better get in tune with some of those laws, because trust me, you can end up being, it's almost like in the workplace. You knew something went down or you had wind of something going down, you ain't do what you was supposed to do, you could be held liable as well too, because you was around the situation or you was aware of it. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta take that into consideration sometimes. Problem now is that some of us don't have them human characteristics to say, you know what, right is right and wrong is wrong. Yo, James, what's going on, bro? This is where some of the division happens, because some people will say, well, I don't want to get myself involved because of whatever. But guess what? If the situation was on the other foot, you would want somebody to come out and at least try to say something as well too, or at least try to help you get the right type of justice you're supposed to get. That's where people get messed up. Look how many unsolved murders and crimes that we have because people won't open their mouth and say nothing. Even the people that was directly there, they won't open their mouth and say shit. I could expect the street. I expect somebody that's living by the street code and actually living by it to not say much. But for everybody else, why are y'all so quiet? Yo, Anthony, what's going on, bro? James, what's going on, bro? I see y'all then. You know, some people will sit here and try to laugh at it, or they try to look at it like, yo, you bugging. No, I'm not bugging. Because you would want somebody to help you out, or at least give you the information if you needed it, or at least try to be some sort of help. You know, watch somebody die and lose their life, and then instead of trying to help give their family closure, you just going to sit there. And you have some people walking around the world that's doing that now. Yo, word, what's going on, bro? Got some people walking around now with that same mentality. That's a problem. Again, look how many unsolved murders we done got because of whatever. Some of them we know want to stay unsolved because if it was by law of the land, it's by law of the land. But for the ones that's not, let's think about that shit. The innocent bystanders again that got killed, hurt. Nobody don't want to say shit. And see, there'll be some of y'all people that do that now that won't even stand up on the forefront for real when it really does come down to. The same way you would want somebody to give you that justice, that honor, and that everything, you should want to do the same thing back to that person. Marlene, what's going on, baby? Exactly. I feel you on that word for real. And that's the sad part about it. I'm talking about people who probably was coming home from work, just living their normal life, and then done met an untimely circumstance. And you got people that be around the vicinity and won't say nothing. Even if you didn't help them, you still supposed to help them. Helping goes a long way. And that means even if you got to give up some information, you a citizen, you shouldn't have no problems about that at all. But see, the problem with some of y'all, we know what it really is. We know what it really is. Sometimes you want to, it could be somebody close to the family, it could be family, it could be a close friend, and 9 out of 10 you just don't want to see them go down. But guess what, when an innocent life does get taken, there is no ifs, ands, or maybes about that. You're gonna have to answer for that, because again, that was an innocent life taken. Mo, what's going on, baby? Nicole, what's going on, baby? Appreciate everybody that tuned in. But it's just it's a time to open up that portion of our brain where we have more than just compassion. We got to open that up for real. And I'm talking about for those who we know for a fact didn't deserve to go out the way they went out. Some people went out a certain way because it was just written that way to go out that way. But for those who didn't deserve it, I think about it. They need justice. Their families need justice. And it's not right when some of y'all probably might have been around situations, and instead of you trying to say or intervene, you just let it happen. Again, you were just as liable of a crime as the person who actually did the crime. Certain states, it's like that, I believe. You just as guilty as the person who committed the crime because you could have stopped it. Or you could have just intervened and gave up whatever you need to give up when it was time to. Some of y'all so scared and thinking about that street, so-called street retaliation. No, there should be no retaliation. Prime example of a kid get killed just minding their business playing outside. Do you mean to tell me a whole grown ass man or a grown ass woman is supposed to just walk away like nothing happened? No. Are they not supposed to be held accountable? Yes, they are. You just took an innocent life again. This is a problem in society now. Again, division. Some of y'all believe it's snitching. I don't believe a citizen saying and doing the right thing is snitching. That's doing something right. Fuck out of here. You would want somebody to do that for y'all. Rather you thought to get the street justice or the land of the law justice. Wouldn't that matter? Any information that being withheld is crazy. Val, what's going on, baby? No, this again, this is a part of society's woes and why it's always division because some people don't want to think logical. And again, some people ain't gonna care till it really hits home. And when it does hit home, now y'all want the same type of yo, we need this, we need this, yo, somebody knows something. There's probably crimes right now in my community that probably done took place. Unsolved. Niggas ain't gonna say nothing. Why? Because again, most everybody wanna live by that street logic, but half of y'all not street motherfuckers. So, it's crazy. So you will stay quiet and let somebody else suffer when you could have been trying to help them get close. Now imagine when the shoe was on the other foot. Some people don't think about that. That is the truth. You were just as guilty and liable as the person who did the crime because you're not saying nothing. You're not standing up for what's right. It's almost in the same token like you condoning it anyway. So you're messing up the balance when you do that. Now I grant that. Listen, Marlene, I grant that. That's different. I understand that, especially you a female too. So I grant that. You're gonna need that, especially where you at. I know that. Who just popped up in here? Yo, Frankie, what's going on, my guy? Y'all already know choose violence on the like button. No doubt, too. You already know you can catch the replay, sis. That's a whole fact, Nicole. Nobody wants to get involved, but they want you to get involved when it comes to them. Some of them got this logic that if they say something, oh, they gotta worry about. First of all, for some of y'all that's into that spiritual stuff, what was that old saying? No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. If you moving in the right light and you feel you doing the right thing, nothing, and I mean nothing, is going to stop you or get in your way. You shouldn't have to worry about nothing. You just know if you got to take a certain precaution, you just know how to take it. But if you're doing something right because it's needed, continue to do what you got to do. Stop letting people, cloud your judgment. And I told somebody, I said, see, this is the sad part about it. I said, think about all them unsolved murders in particular, and people who was either around the vicinity, really witnessed what happened and didn't say or do nothing because they was fearful that something was going to happen. But then again, when you standing up on the right things, you're supposed to show no fear. You had people who was literally by themselves sometimes and stood up on their principle and really still did what they had to do. And regardless of how the people felt, they still stood on their ground, whether you want to hear it or not. See, all it takes sometimes is just the collective of people to really like get it together, you know. And some of y'all shouldn't want those type of situations happening where innocents are getting hurt and killed. You know, if you're gonna hit your target, like you say, hit your target. Don't hit innocents. But again, everybody is getting too emotional. Nobody's thinking logical no more. Most of these people are straight to the gun. Now I can understand some of y'all men and women doing what you gotta do because you might be in spots where, yeah, shit could go down at any second, and you know it's kill or be killed. But then again, I always felt like this. It shouldn't have to be that way in the society, especially one that you live in. You know, again, another form of society's woes is people just not putting certain issues to the side and just coming together logically. Yeah, you can focus on yourself, but then you can also focus on your general goals because you might have done focused on yourself, got yourself right, or you in a position, even if you ain't that financially in that position to do something, you can still end up doing something beneficial. There are people that we see doing it right now. They take care of themselves. Taking care of yourself, in my opinion, is just literally making sure you are still stable one way or another. You don't gotta be super rich. As long as you financially stable one way or another, you working or you doing something the way you get into something. That's taking care of yourself right there. Taking care of your mental health, just making sure you're in the right spaces, doing the right things. That's taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself means what it means. Yeah, you're gonna take care of yourself. You can take care of the people and still take care of yourself. You just gotta remember there's a fair balance. You can only give so much time and dedication. Even the man upstairs, well, shoot, even the man upstairs had the rest, right? So you know, in this life cycle, do what's best. You know, that's the best way to be taking care of yourself, and then you could focus on other things as well too. Another part of society's woes is, like I've been saying the last couple of days in particular, the young and the old can't come together and have a good dialect and conversation. And the ones that can, I've seen it happen, and it's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's beautiful as shit. Yo, Reels, what's going on, bro? Blackout, what's going on? You know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen some builds happening with older and younger coming together and actually having conversations the way there's no arguments, it's no emotional outlash, no nothing. You know, if you haven't done so by now, y'all you already know you can drop links, start showing each other some love in here. I know some new people in here, you know, for the replay people, you know, it's the truth. That's part of society's woes. We've seen some situations where the old and the young come together and everything is peaceful. And then we've seen some situations where shit go left in less than 5 minutes. Sorry to say it, but it's the truth. I don't gotta feel like I need one up on you, or I don't feel like I gotta make myself better than you just to prove that I'm something in life. Some people would go the distance just to prove to somebody that they something. When in all actuality, all you got to do is be yourself. Move accordingly, move at your pace. Do what works for you. You don't do what you think works for the people. Some people think that's how they gotta move. I gotta do what works for the people all the time. No, you gotta do what works for you. Whatever works for the people or whatever you feel works for the people, you'll continue to do so. No doubt, BMF. I feel you. Definitely feel you on that. I appreciate that. I think another thing in society that's a woe, and it's still technically quote unquote a mental awareness month, but honestly, mental awareness is all year round. Let's keep that a buck. Again, it's gonna take more than a month to try to pack down a lot of the things that's going on with mental health because there's different forms of mental health and certain forms we are still learning new things every other day. So I think it's really time though. It's time to understand this. Mental health is definitely one of those society woes because it takes a toll on some people, especially the ones who really got to constantly deal with them day in and day out. Like we just had this conversation the other day up here. You know, some people are going to need a break, and that's why I'm saying, even as a community back in the day, it used to be some sort of relief for those even who had children who were mentally challenged and physically challenged, or both. And even when it came down to people who were suffering from, you know, severe psychosis and certain shit like that. Even then, sometimes you barely heard too much of anything because even as a community, they was making sure if those people couldn't really function in society, no, they have to be sent away or at least they gonna have to be supervised to make sure they don't, you know, do certain things they ain't supposed to be done. Latanya, what's going on, baby? Appreciate you, James, for dropping those links. And that's the thing. You are learning something new every day. Like prime example, you learning something about autism. You learning something new every day about, you know, bipolarism, schizophrenia, paranoia. Like you're learning about these things. You're learning more and more every other day. So again, it's more than 1 month that should be discussed about mental health because mental health affects everybody around the world in a multitude of ways. See, and that's part of the problem and the part of the woes in society. It's still a division when it comes to just talking about what's really going on. Um, there are things that I speak about in general that are going on around the world. So again, it's not a race thing, it's not an ethnicity, it's not a creed, it's not none of that. It's just facts. Prime example. As much as I hate to say it, right? Um, and this is not so much off topic, but it just goes to show you what I was talking about. There's just going to be some things. It's not about race, creed, nothing. Even when it comes down to the job, most of the time, it ain't going to be about your race, your ethnicity, your gender, none of that shit. It's going to be, can you perform, do the work, and that's it. And if you can't, we got to fucking find somebody that can. That's it. It's not no, oh, we judging you on this, or we, no, we're not doing all that. Cowboy, what's going on, bro? Black Rain, what's going on, my guy? You know, it's just come on. That's the part of society's woes now with this vision right now. It is. Whatever's going on, You still try to make it a division. Oh, because of this. No, stop it. Mental health affects everybody. On all accords, it does. It affects everybody. Everybody, even down to the babies. So that's not a race issue. That's not a no, that's just the issue, period. That's a general issue. Violence, a general issue. It happens everywhere. It affects everybody. Like I said before, sexual attacks and all that other stuff. Again, general stuff that happens. It's not no race thing. It's not no relationship thing. None of that. Some of these things we speak about are general topics that happen around the world that affect everybody, one way or another. Sharonda, what's going on, baby? Saying it's time to look into a different light for real. Because again, it takes one good spark or one good notion to really start a rise and bring it back to the community the way it's supposed to be brought back. Yeah, it do got to start from within. But for most of y'all should understand just by the law of the land, it's a majority of these things you know for a fact is immorally wrong. It is. It takes more than 1 month to bring awareness about mental health in certain situations. And I'm gonna say this, even when it comes down to my melanated people, yes, it takes more than 1 month to learn so much that we have lost. But I'm not even making that a division thing. I'm just saying everything in general. There's just some things we already learned, we already know, we done move forward now. We see that the world has evolved and changed over the course of decades and centuries. And we are still uncovering and finding things that we wasn't aware of one way or another. And I'm just saying that as people as a whole. So these general topics I bring up, they are needed because they do spark a build at some point. They do spark a resolution to some people. Again, there's so many different ways to fight this fight. And a lot of times you just gotta keep your mind strong and focus. See, despite certain naysayers, despite certain people, even off it, that might feel a type of way because I'm moving differently. I'm moving differently only because I've been doing that. Like, there's nothing new to me. I'm just not moving in the light where I was before. So yeah, I'm gonna move differently. Some things I'm just realizing that it took at least this long to figure out certain shit. And it also helped me realize I didn't know as much as I thought I did. So again, that's the only way I move differently. I had to realize and notice that there's still things being uncovered. There's still things that are being brought to the forefront that I just don't know about. But when I do know about it, shit, I'm gonna be happy that I did. Like most people, you get a piece of knowledge, whether it works for you right now or not, that's beneficial. That's still a blessing right there. I'm not moving with the you're right, I'm moving differently. I'm not moving with that notion of just giving up on myself in society. So yeah, you're right. I changed up on that. Because again, that's wasted time and energy. And for all you know, you could be that beneficial spark at some point to make change, whether the people believe it or not. No, that's a whole fact. See Marlene, prime example. I could say for me, Sunday. Sunday was one of those days. Because if I'd have came on here even at one time and would have let anything take me off rails, not saying it would have been bad for y'all. It wouldn't that even been bad for me. It just would have been bad in general. But then again, when you know when to fucking take a break, you shouldn't have that much of a word. And not even that. You can't have a conversation with people if you've been quiet most of the day anyway. So again, that wouldn't have made no sense for me to even do that. Not when your brain is overloaded and not when you really just not talkative. So defeated the purpose for me to come on Sunday. And yeah, I had a wave of emotions going through my head. Guess what? It was a rough ass day. It was a rough ass week, period. You had to take in a lot over the course of what happened. And again, it wasn't so much as on here, it was mostly off here. So again, I didn't just fucking do anything Sunday. I came back with a vengeance the next day. Sometimes you need that. Rachel, what's going on, baby? And saying that's what I did Sunday. Even before I went to work, I mostly was to myself. Most people already know me already, so when I'm not there, leave me the fuck alone. But after I released all that energy, I was good. Again, you're gonna have that. I can tell you right now, this is where part of the mental health happens for some people. Or this is where part of the mental anguish starts happening for those. My situation, being how it was 1 year since my grandmother passed, and then just thinking about Mom Dukes as well. For some people, that would take them off the edge. And they'd probably either been locked up or dead right now. But see, just the thing though, as much as it was bothering me, and then the shit that happened out here, that was another thing out here. So I was just like, oh no, this ain't good for nobody. And you want to feel for some people, especially people that you've been knowing since you was young. And that lady losing her son was another one that just drove somebody off the edge to a degree. But it gave me a clear understanding as well too. Some people are going to be fighting demons. I ain't gonna lie to you. Some people, the mental health is real because if they ain't getting the proper treatment, the proper care, the proper supervision, these type of situations, even what I'm speaking about somebody losing somebody, could drive them off the edge. They can either start drinking crazy, they're gonna end up fucking smoking some shit they ain't supposed to smoke, doing some shit they ain't supposed to be doing, or right now, everybody's theme seem to be popping the pills and the lean. At some point, it's not gonna be good. If you don't got that proper mental check and that balance right there, Going crash course. Sorry to say it that way. Caught you looking. What's going on, baby? Riders, what's going on, baby? I see y'all in here. And again, mental health is a part of society's woes because we know not everybody's going to be born the same. Not everybody's going to be built the same. And then we have people out here who will kindly take advantage, or kindly do any type of harm to these type of people too as well. So that's another problem in the society as well. Gotta be mindful of who's doing what. I just watched some shit last night. I'm sitting there bugging. And I'm like, well, what the hell did this person do that y'all chasing him with a bat? And he looked homeless his damn self. So what the fuck is going on over here? So you gotta be mindful. Even in the fucking concrete jungle, it's shit that's going on. That's another part of society's role is trying to alleviate these pressures. You know, give me 1 second. I had to take a moment of silence as well too before I even get back to anything. I had to think about this real quick. My type of pain would definitely fuck somebody else up to the point where they would have probably went up the deep end by now. I think if I would have been a young mind frame, my own, yeah, I probably would have went out, wigged out. But again, you gotta take a mental break from everybody, and sometimes you just gotta be to yourself. Majority of the day, Sunday, even after I done cooked, I was to myself. And again, you need that because you don't want to take your aggressions, your energy, and all of that out on the next person, especially people that don't deserve it or people that might not be expecting. I mean, I learned that once as a kid, don't just go off of that irrash emotion. And even then, I didn't have to learn too much of a hard lesson. And that person understood what it was because they knew where I was coming from. So again, some people are going to be, you know, they're going to be mindful about things. They're going to be trying to be as caring as compassionate. But then don't try to use that as a crutch either. See, I only did that one time, and I never did it again. Only because I lashed out on that person. I was even shocked that I lashed out at them. This is somebody that I know for a fact was always there. So I was like, never did it again. But again, they knew where I was coming from. And they knew when they felt it, they knew where I was coming from because they had already been down that road. Certain things that happen in your life, guess what? They're for reasons. And they still build character one way or another. But again, mental health should be one of these situations again. It shouldn't be overlooked or underlooked. And it's going to take more than just 1 month to really bring it to the forefront. Yeah, we know. See, when it's like that, that's, that's different. Again, that person knew where I was coming from. And that honestly, and he even said it himself. He was like, yo, God wanted you to do that. Because he said if you didn't do that, you probably still would have been holding on to whatever. He said you feel better now since you did that. Which he was right. I did. I ain't want to unleash no fury on him, but I was like, yo, like when a person is telling you to leave them alone, sometimes you do have to leave them alone. But then again, you might have to intervene sometimes because a person will still hold on to that and they might make an rash decision that could cost them. And that day it probably could have cost me because who knows where I was about to go with it. So I think sometimes it pans out the way it pans out. That's just my personal opinion on it. Might be different for everybody else. Some people will definitely feel a type of way. And from there, they'll definitely treat you differently or act differently. So again, it's about a balance, even when it comes to that. Another part of society's woes is, again, this is probably one of the biggest ones. Again, is the mental health because it's still mental health, quote unquote, awareness month, but it probably get talked about to the rest of this damn year. Person like me would definitely talk about it because again, I've seen some people go through the most horrific things, suffering from that, and some of them definitely came out the way they were supposed to come out. They came out as true champions, and they still champions to this day, holding down families and all, even with whatever's going on. Sometimes they might have their little moments where they need to vent, but sometimes when they got that good old support system, that's what usually helps. Oh, that part I listen, Sharonda, that part I already know, right? But not everybody gonna think the same. See, I've been through that. Some people gotta love and respect that people are gonna be who they are regardless. You can't change them. The only person that can change them is themselves. If they need to change anything. But if they are who they are, personality wise, and they comfortable, they chilling, leave them be. All in all, though, look at everything that's being brought out. You know, and the majority of the situations that are happening with mental health, again, some of them don't really need medication. Some do. The ones that don't need medication, just get them actively, into any type of activities that's going to keep them. Prime example, you got those who suffer from aggression issues. It ain't their fault. You get them into something that you know that's going to help them with that. That's beneficial. You got some people who got aggression issues. They take up boxing. They'll take up karate. They'll take up anything that they know for a fact is going to help them. Shoot, some will take up sports. Some will take up football. Like, and some people I knew that had aggression issues, they ain't playing football. If they ain't playing football professionally, they still playing football because that's just what they do. Shit, you got people that got aggression issues that end up becoming not just artists, not just entertainers. You know, Some end up being good professional speakers, counselors, motivational speakers, you name it, they'll do it. Some end up being good drill sergeants and probably ain't never had a lick of fucking army training in their life just because they know how to just be stern and do what needs to be done. Leadership qualities. And that's what's lacking, and that's what's a woe in this community right now. Leadership. Some are leading, some ain't leading. And again, not everybody could be a superstar. This is supposed to be like a basketball team or a football team. Not everybody going to be the star players. But don't think you don't play an important part. You do. At some point, you do. You come into fold when others can't come into fold. You might be the one that actually sparks, or you might be the one that actually helps win the game if you want to be technical. I don't know, just time to get back to that real thinking. And that real thinking, honestly, it is the love and respect. And it is the growth. It's a little bit of everything. Gotta respect each other enough, even the ones that are suffering from certain conditions. Gotta have a respect level to a degree. But even they gotta know certain things. You gotta have a respect level as well too. If I know you suffering from some sort of mental health and I'm trying to help you, but you trying to give me the ass to kiss or whatever, nah, look, you gotta check yourself. Not gonna check yourself, go get help somewhere else. Good luck doing it. Some people you're gonna have to turn away because in the long run, they ain't gonna mean you no well anyway. They're gonna make you stress the fuck out for what? When they could be listening to reason right then and there. I always tell people, I'm gonna tell you once, maybe twice certain things. I'll give you my best advice on whatever, and I'll leave it at that. Especially if I know for a fact that I either almost went down that road or I was down that road. You ain't gonna listen to reason. I'll leave it be. Don't come to me later talking about, yo, you was right. I know. I don't want to hear it though. I done tuned you out because I'm focused on something else now. That's just how I've always been. Majority of the people that know me are telling right now, this nigga ain't changed a bit. Still gonna be me regardless. And sometimes I might be too stern. It might sound harsh, but it's truthful and it's logical, whether you want to hear it or not. And some people should be able to resonate with mental health because again, that affects everybody. So again, these conversations are going to be had, and it's going to be for more than just a month. So it's going to be certain nights I'm just going to be tackling that if I have to. And there's going to be other things I tackle, but it doesn't matter. It's going to always be a decent build in the conversation over here. Oh shit! I knew I smelt the shadow baby coming out of nowhere. Dee, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. See again, you're gonna have those who don't really need the medication. Just get them into something that you know is gonna keep that part of them from triggering or going the opposite direction. You see they're interested in certain things, get them into it. For those who do need the medication, you gotta make sure that they are getting the accurate medication, number one, and you gotta make sure that they getting the proper dosage. Because if they get in the lower dosage than they need, then sometimes you're gonna have the utmost trouble to deal with. So it's all about making sure when you diagnosing somebody with any type of those situations, you diagnosing them right. Sometimes it's good to get more than one opinion. Again, I could urge for some of y'all to get a second opinion, even a third opinion sometimes if you have to. Because again, you are the primary teacher, you are the primary care provider for your child. So if your child is definitely suffering from something, you need to find out what's going on, make sure that this is what is accurately going on, and then you assess that situation from there. So this way you could help alleviate that. See, that's a logical conversation. That's a logical advice right there. But even that type of advice, some people won't want to take it. But I would honestly say this from the deepest part of my heart. Why would you allow your child to suffer if you know they're suffering from something? You just got to make it make sense. See, I ain't saying nothing too emotional. I mostly said something logical, though. It might have sounded emotional, but that's because I only feel like this. I come from a spot where mostly every parent, even to this day right now, is still in accordance with their kids. Even those who know their kids were suffering from certain mental health conditions, so on and so forth. Doesn't matter. You know it's something wrong with your child. Definitely try to make sure you get them the right help. Doesn't matter what age they are. Sometimes it might not start off young. It could be a progression as they start getting older, especially if they are seeing and going through certain traumatic phases. Prime example, some people are catching mental health situations only because if I'm in an area where I'm constantly seeing a dead body or I'm seeing somebody get shot, killed, somebody probably committing suicide, that's going to take an effect on somebody, especially if they're not getting the proper support. Right? Do you want to believe that or not? And that is a general problem. Again, it's like the leadership is gone. Give me 1 second. Yeah, but see, that's the thing too, realist. When it comes to that type of situation, even as a family, if you all going through something that's traumatic, y'all all gonna have to sit down and talk at some point. That's generally what's needed. That's what's missing somewhat in the communities. The people not really talking the way they need to talk. They're not bringing certain things to light. And again, it doesn't make you less of a human being to really sit down and try to have a general conversation, especially if it's something that could help everybody in the long run. See, that's the thing though. Even as a family unit, you are supposed to be, united and not divided. And if there's certain things that you know is going on or you feel is giving you a problem, then you are supposed to speak on that. See, again, there's different forms of mental health and there's different situations that could start people to leading down that road of mental health. And it's not that they fighting a demon. It's because at some point they are too desensitized and too traumatized. So now is literally, do I trust this one or do I not trust this one? Do I say something to this one or do I not? Yeah, but see, it's the thing. Everybody, like I said, at some point is going to go through a traumatic phase. That doesn't make you less of a human being, even if you got to go seek professional help. It's not going to help you. I mean, it's not going to hurt you at all. If anything, it's going to help you. Or if you know you got people that you can honestly trust and could come to and confide to, and you know they ain't going to say, judge, or do nothing, you're supposed to do that. Just that. If I know I got to really speak on some shit, I know who to really go speak to. If I really feel like I'm at that point in my, all right, I know who to go talk to. And then again, like I told somebody, just got to be a respect level and a love level on that. Seeing if there's nothing to really take backlash on either, then they shouldn't feel no type of way. Again, if you bringing something to the forefront, even if it's on a grand scale, guess what? Shouldn't be scared of nothing. That takes courage alone to even bring that to the forefront. And once you've already done that, despite what, look, they gonna talk about everything good or bad. That doesn't matter. You probably done inspired somebody, or you probably done helped somebody that probably needed it at that time. Even just the kindest word, the simplest. Even if you know somebody going through, yo, listen, despite whatever, bro, you gonna be all right. Yo, sis, despite whatever, you're gonna be all right. You just gonna really have to get yourself strong, you know, and just know that you got people that are definitely gonna be here for you. So at some points, even if it's the kindest thing you say to somebody, that could change the mindset for the day. You got some people who have done said or did something kind and somebody done thought about doing something to probably harm themselves, but because somebody done changed what they was about to do, it done helped them. It done saved them, you know, agony and saved the family agony. Damn. Love and respect does go a long way. And that's the problem in society as well too. It's like it's no more love, respect, no unity, no honor, no nothing. It's like the community has become too sensitive too. The world has become too sensitive. And it's a general problem. Like the consensus is just stay silent and just never mind everything. Nope, can't do that. Can't overlook or underlook certain situations because again, it could be dire. Just like I said earlier, you're not trying to be on point or trying to at least alleviate the situation when you could. You just as liable. You could have prevented somebody from committing suicide and you just still let them do it. You were just as liable. Even if they did do whatever, you was just as liable. 1 second. Yeah, my fault. No, with all in all though, gotta come back to that realization though. You battle some of society's woes by just trying to smallly attack the things you can't. Whether it's bringing the awareness information, whether it's actually trying to help with trying to, move with certain phases on trying to help alleviate some of those problems. That's what you are supposed to technically do. Some people actually are getting on the fronts where they even come into, I'm trying to see exactly what's going on from the inside out, even on the medical terms or the medical aspect of it. So again, you just can't sit back. You really got to fight on those notions. And that's the way to just alleviate those problems. Again, mental health is going to go longer than a month. It's going to be years to come. Because again, not everybody's going to be born perfect. Not everybody's going to be born in the same light. You know, yeah, BMF. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. A lot of times you want to have things that stop you from doing if you are having those thoughts. See, this is why I brought this up kind of tonight too. Some of y'all might have suicidal thoughts. Not here. I'm just saying in general for those who might even watch this or catch this. If you even having a notion of suicidal thoughts, I want you to remember this one thing. If you know you really have people that love and care for you, whether they're young, old, whether they're your family or your real true friends, you got to think about them and can't be selfish. It's a selfish move to take your own life or think about taking your own life when you got people that honestly love and care for you. Don't sit here and think that they don't love you. And if you know that they actually care for you, even if they can't answer you right then and there when you are trying to get in contact with them, don't think they don't love you. You want to go through things in life. Some things might push you to that edge, but you do have people who do genuinely love and care for you. Speaking of those who need to hear it and those who will take it. You know, sometimes all it takes is 5 minutes of your day. I say that and stress that the most. It takes 5 minutes out your day to definitely change something. It's really time to open our eyes again. That's part of our mental woes, at least in society. It's going to be continuous woes until people are trying to identify and just attack what needs to be attacked. And I'm going to say healing prayers to those who need it on all levels, mental wise, physical, even spiritual. Everybody need prayers right now. So, and also I want to say RIP to my bro El Compa. Man, is in respect, my bro. Definitely a good one. Again, I want y'all to remember this too. Again, to those who need to hear it, do have people that love you and care for you. Don't make a selfish decision and end up hurting all of them. Because if you truly love them, you won't do anything to make sure, and you will do anything to make sure you're not going to harm them in any way, shape, or form. That right there is harming them. It's hurting them. And for some, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you tried it already and it didn't work the first time, that's a sign right there that it ain't time for you to go. But that don't give you the opportunity to keep attempting it either. Gotta be strong on all the chords. Definitely. All it takes is just that one good decent spark and that one good decent notion for you to realize you don't have to do or go as far as you think you need to. And again, why rob yourself of the glory? You don't know what could be lying around the corner. Even if you are going through something traumatic, for the next day you could be going through something that's gonna uplift you, even give you opportunity. Before you know it, you could change how you feeling about world, the society, and everything around you. I believe in that part at least. Yes, you never know what somebody is going through, but if you can assess it and even give a lend an ear to it, guess what? Pretty much basically done attack the situation already, and it could be for the better. So, so again, it's just about love and respect. BMF, you're gonna have to do that, bro. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. See, even in those notions right there, you got to think about it too. You have people who are probably suffering worse than you, and some people are suffering worse than others, and they are still taking everything in stride because they have that strength and that balance. You got some people who don't really have immediate family, but they are still moving in stride. Why? Because they done seen it. Majority of the times they're gonna know how to alleviate that problem. Sometimes, or again, you just gonna have to open your eyes, your ears, and your heart, especially to those who are going through that traumatic time. And again, you could possibly stop them from going off course. And if you really are a good friend or family, you still got to make sure your people's in tune. Now, if they decide they want to still just reject whatever help, then you can only do but so much. But if they are going to accept that help, then you still got to make sure you are a beneficial part to them as well. Give them that ear when you need it. I feel like this is a conversation I'm gonna probably have part two as well too. So I ain't even gonna hold y'all all night. I feel like this still need to come out. So mental health is gonna be covered for more than just this month. So you're gonna get certain days where you're gonna get these panels if they, you know, they present themselves the way it's supposed to present themselves. Still gonna be beneficial for the people because it's bringing awareness. And there's a lot of places that definitely still exist if you are feeling like you are having those type of thoughts. So again, you're really seeking that help. You got to take it one way or another. I feel you on that, Marlene. Definitely, I feel you on that. You just got to find something that you know is going to keep you happy. Once you do that, a lot of times you'll alleviate the pressures off your mind. You won't be worried or as worried about certain situations. And if you got the right people around you that's going to always keep you in the most upbeat of spirits, that's definitely a blessing right there too, and always to remember that. Again, without some sort of purpose, you're like you don't have nothing. Yeah, this would definitely be covered on another night, definitely. Um, Shoot, it could be tackled sometime during the day, Friday. We'll see. But I feel this is a part of society's woes. At least the two things that I spoke about mostly. You know, not giving people the closure that they need when you know they need it, especially those who was innocent to crimes that they should not even went through in the first place. They need that justice and closure. Shit, one way or another they do. Then when it comes to this mental health, it should be more than 1 month that is covered. Like a few other things, there should be more than 1 month that you are covering something or trying to cram something into one notion. Yo, Cole, what's going on, bro? I think another of society's woes, but like I said, we gonna definitely cover that on another night. Third thing I feel is just not giving the right opportunities where it's needed, especially when do come down to the youth and the younger generation. Again, it is going to be an open panel. I wasn't going to keep y'all all night. I feel like I was kind of off because of everything today, but nonetheless, I was going to come and give you something for the night. Tomorrow night, I'm going to just bring back poetry night, open mic, comedy, and whatever. Um, set the time for all of that. You know, you're gonna get that. You're gonna go get that wake and bake. So hopefully somebody got something out of this, even for those who need to hear. And again, for those who are having suicidal thoughts or even extreme psychosis to where they could possibly go that route, remember you do have someone and something to look forward to. Don't be selfish in that moment. Think clearly before you do anything. And again, if you say you love people just like they love you, don't put yourself in that position. Don't be selfish and end up hurting them for life. You'll definitely hurt them for life if you do anything to yourself. Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to general topics, you don't always have a discussion on it. Again, some people can build with it, some people can't. The ones that can't build with it, it is what it is. Show's still going on, the fight is still going on. But all in all, I hope everybody enjoyed their Wednesdays. Well, shoot, it's Thursday now. Happy Thirsty Thursday to everybody else. um, and we're gonna keep having these breakdowns because you're gonna need it. Cause see, yeah, you could cram everything into one good scoop, but then again, it's always good for it to be a breakdown. So definitely gonna be back in here in the morning. Just think about what I said. This is part of society's woes right now, though. Not standing up for the right type of things, and we not trying to make sure we also fight what we need to fight and try to help battle what we need to battle, which is mental health. And mental health, it's going to take more than a month to do that. So this definitely was a good conversation. And 9 out of 10, I already know most of y'all about to get yourselves ready for the next day. So definitely was a good building conversation. And that part two will be an open pen. So I already know y'all want to pop in. Y'all more than welcome. Yeah, but Angela, you didn't miss that much. So see, this is the thing though. Um, Being how people have been around situations like that, I can genuinely tell you that those is always going to be the problems until we really like get it together. And if we know there are general things that are affecting the people around the world, you're gonna have to really build and get this together. But yeah, we'll have this part two. Most likely, I'll do this Friday night. I'll do this early Friday night. So I do gotta work Friday night, but I'll do that shit early if possible. So anybody want to pop up on the panel, y'all more than welcome. Definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in. Even the shadow babies that was up in here in the shadow mafia. I smelled y'all in there. Smell a cartwheel and some other stuff coming out of nowhere or even in a replay. So y'all was new to the channel. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to the replay game. Shadow Mafia. Y'all know what it is. Everybody that was in attendance tonight, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. Like I said, we'll be back for that morning site, definitely. Um, I might push that for Friday night. Like I said, that part two. I'll definitely set a time reminder for that. And I'm definitely set this poetry night up for tomorrow. So y'all stay safe. Yeah, I keep that third eye open. Y'all already know I'll probably still be up for a little while, so I'll be catching somebody at some point. Definitely always love over here. Y'all know that. Y'all stay safe and keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.